Hey watch fanatics, this is Ariel Soltura with WatchReport.com coming to you today with the MARC Sons 1000 meter professional dive watch. But before we get started, as always, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course our forum at WatchReport.com/forum. So the MARC Sons is a brand that we have previously reviewed here. Mike Wolf did an excellent review in February, and I definitely invite you to check out his review if you're interested in a 300 meter dive watch that's going to blow the socks off of you. So what we have on deck today is 1000 meters. It brings a lot to the table. I knew it started off well when I received the packaging. Now MARC Sons didn't go overboard. It is something that at least they let you know that they care about the packaging, and but they're not willing to spend hundreds and $100s of it. So it's simple, it's nice, and we'll quit talking about it since that's that. Now, as far as the specs on this guy are going to be 46 millimeter. That's going to be your case diameter. Your case height on this is a pretty big boy at 16.5. Your lug size is going to be 22 millimeters. Lug to lug, you're looking at 56, so it wears very large. And your weight, 258 grams. I usually don't put weights in my reviews, but I definitely wanted you guys to know that this is a very weighty watch. So if you're into light watches, if you're limp-wristed, you can go ahead and check out now, and trust me, I won't be mad at you. Bracelet, stainless steel on this one. Movement is Miyota 8215. It is a non-hacking movement. Crystal, sapphire, and of course your water resistance 1000 meters. Now here's where this watch is going to get you. What I'm about to explain to you, you're going to get all this for $237. 1000 meters of professional dive goodness packed into 237 small ones. Now, reference number, MSD 020, 022, and 043. That's going to include the blue color that you see here. It's the color that I chose. I'm a police officer, as you guys know. Blue is kind of the family color, if you say. Now they have a black dial. They also have a gunmetal gray that keeps calling my name. So we'll jump into the actual dial color. Now I'm putting this angle because it's the best color that you can see as far as the representation of the blue. Now in some lights it does look purplish, but I love the blue because it has such a nice contrast with that seconds hand that you see there in orange. I think that this would look amazing maybe on a 22 millimeter ISO frame. So if you get it, maybe check it out. Let me know how it looks. As far as the markers on it, there are a kind of a frosted gray is what I like to call it, matching handset. And I love the arrows. It kind of reminds me of a Omega Planet Ocean, if you will. MARC Sons branding right below the 12 o'clock marker, right above the 6 o'clock marker. You're going to see a pill-like metallic, I guess, badge, if you will, 1000 meter and 3,330 feet professional dive watch. Just kind of stamps it. Now you're going to have your date at the 4.5. And so a very sharp looking dial in my opinion. I think you're definitely going to like it. I think you can see the color very nicely there. If you notice that it goes from almost like a blue to a purplish. And that's why I wanted to make mention of that, just in case you absolutely dislike the color purple. It does tend to look purple sometimes. Now, as far as the bezel, 120 click unidirectional bezel. This is the one area that I mentioned in the review that I think that they could have done a little better. I found, let me see if I can get it there, line it up. You notice the amount of play. That was a little click there, but there it is right there. There's a lot of play, I think, in this one, but nothing that is going to impair its functionality. Nice, crisp clicks, and the bezel is ceramic. It's very nice. Coin edge bezel. That kind of freaked me out at first, truthfully, but I found that it was very grippy. As you may know from my other reviews, I usually put on gloves. I turn the bezel so that way I can tell you guys how it performed. I have some work gloves, and I had no problem turning the bezel at all and making it stop where I needed to. So, coin edge bezel, I think it kind of gives it a nice clean look. Personally, I would have preferred maybe something with a little bit more teeth, kind of like the last Jurassic Park movie, more teeth. But this one performs just fine. Now on the crown side of the bezel, or the, excuse me, of the case, you're going to find two large protruding crowns. The first one is going to be a manual helium escape valve that you see right there. I've got this one out already. And then the second one at the 4 o'clock position is going to be what you're going to use to manipulate the handset. Now remember guys, this is a non-hacking movement. So if you have OCD, you're going to learn to either live with it, or you can kind of, at times, if you get it just right, if you try to back up the movement a little bit, then you'll be able to get it to pause. But that does take a little bit of effort. So 8215, 21,600 BPH on this guy. Now, as you would come to expect, obviously the case is very large. It's 1,000 meters. It's made to withstand some really deep water. But here's the cool thing about it. Yes, I like wearing big watches, but this watch just wore so incredibly comfortable, and it's something that again, I would not have expected how comfortable this watch is. So again, MARC Sons definitely delivering quality made products to the consumer, and I felt that they did an awesome job on the overall watch. As far as the bracelet, stainless steel, another part where I think they hit it out the park. Just such a nice oyster style bracelet. You're going to have your branded fold over clasp. Let me get it going here. I didn't experience a lot of the cheap clinks that you would from the less expensive bracelets. Remember guys, if you see scratches or anything on the watches, I do wear my watches. This is not how the watch came. I usually try to wear my watches approximately 2 weeks, if not more, before I even make a comment as far as the quality of it. Now, you might hear me say, wow, it's a really nice looking watch. It definitely seems like it's exceeding my initial expectations, but I definitely hold off on making judgments until I've worn the watch. So if you see anything, it's usually because I've actually worn it, and especially worn it on duty. So in summation, there's a lot to like about this particular watch. The cool thing about it is that it has definitely become yet another big contender for you the consumer, for best bang for your buck, right? Especially in this economy, we're trying to get as much as we can for as little as we can. And when you think about that, this watch costs less than a lot of the car tires, truck tires, or whatnot that we have rolling around on our car, just one tire, you're going to be amazed. So if you're looking for a fun watch, a serious dive watch, it really doesn't matter. For $237, this is definitely a contender in the sub 300 dive watch category. So questions, comments, concerns, leave them at the bottom, and I'll do my best to answer them. Of course, the company would be more than happy to answer your questions, comments, or concerns as well. Thanks for watching. This is Ariel Soltura signing off.